Welcome, everybody, to our sixth edition of You Cannot Make This Shit Up. And we are not kidding about that because, as Paul says, and Paul Elam's here with me today. Hello, Paul.
Hey.
And I'm Tom Golden, and we're here to give you number 6 of You Cannot Make This Shit Up. And we're not kidding. And as Paul says, there is an abundance of material. In fact, there's probably 2, I think, Paul, that I saw that I was thinking about trading them up for once we did today, but we'll save them for
Well, and I did. Matter of fact, both of mine were stories that I had to trade out because better ones came along. I know it's a sad world, folks, but that's like where we live.
Trading cards. I mean, it's just there's so much of this stuff out there, and it's all so bizarre. I mean, it's crazy.
It is.
Should we go to the first crazy?
Let's go, man. I believe the first one's yours.
The first one's mine, and here it is. Schools ordered to teach 8-year-olds that boys can have periods too. Okay. Schools ordered to teach 8-year-olds boys can have periods too. What in heaven's name are they thinking? I mean, are they trying to scare little boys into worrying about whether they're going to bleed the crotch? You know?
I think I'm spotting.
We're
going to have a world full of little boys that say they can't go to school because they're cramping. I love it.
Point. That's a very good point. And I was thinking, what are boys going to do with this? They're going to tease the living crap out of some poor boy and say, "That machine in the bathroom, that's for you, prick."
What is their rationale behind this? What are they claiming?
I'm not sure, but I think the idea is they don't want little girls to be embarrassed about having to say they're having a period. So as long as everyone has periods, then it must be okay.
Oh my God, people are
Schools in Brighton have been ordered to teach children as young as 8 that people of all genders can have periods, as well as to install sanitary waste disposal units in every toilet room.
All genders, of course.
All genders. All genders.
Well, and there's dozens and dozens of genders. Unfortunately, there's only 2 sexes.
There you go.
And only one of those bleeds every month, folks. Sorry. But oh my God, the level of stupid in this. We're going to make little girls feel better about their periods by saying little boys have periods too. That's what their thinking is.
I guess. I mean, what else could it be? I can't.
I'm just trying to wrap my head. I'm trying to, a lot of really stupid feminist ideas do contain a tiny, tiny grain of truth in them, which they promptly fuck up and destroy and pile a bunch of bullshit on top of it.
Yes.
So I'm not finding that grain.
I think it all boils down to we can't hurt anyone. And little girls would be hurt if they were the only ones to experience.
So we lie to boys about their own physiology?
Exactly. I mean, if I was a little guy, like, 7 or 8 years old, I think I'd be worried. I think, what the hell's, am I going to bleed someday? What the hell's going on here? Because kids are impressionable,
Or maybe that's what we'll tell babies someday, as long as we insist on continuing to sexually mutilate them at birth. No, that's not, we didn't cut your penis up. That's your period.
Oh, no. Speaking of penises, one of the things that struck me was that maybe they need to have a rule that says that all children could have erections. All children could have erections, so boys won't feel bad when that 6-inch prong sticks up straight in their pants.
Well, and anatomically speaking, there is that little bitty grain of truth in that one.
I mean, it's a little bitty grain of truth.
It's a little bitty grain of truth. But at least it's a mountain of truth compared to boys have periods.
Yeah, that's true too. That's true too.
Oh my God. This is the 6th one of these discussions that we've done. And of course, over the last 10 or 15 years, we've had dozens and dozens more. You can't make this shit up. Private discussions.
Oh boy.
And stuff in the manosphere, but they never stop, man. It's like they are bottomless when it comes to stupid.
Yes. Language and learning about periods must be inclusive of all genders, cultures, faiths, and sexual orientations. It's like this just is so crazy. You can't put even, I mean, the rational mind can't grasp it. At least mine can't.
And okay, next thing you know, boys can lactate.
Hey, boy, there was thousands of times that I wish that I could have lactated when my kids were little. Oh my gosh. Mine didn't work.
They never stop. But of course, man boobs is for feminist websites. It's not like a real functional thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. And folks, this is story number one.
Yeah, really.
We got 4 of these to do.
This is a bad start. You want to go to number 2?
Yeah, let's go number 2. I'm going to have to
Fired
read this one to you. I'll give you a general overview first. A NHS worker, maybe Tom can put her image up here. A really bovine individual was caught downloading images of child sexual torture on the internet. And she was doing this in conjunction with a man she was having internet sex with, or, sexting or whatever you call it. And she was producing these pictures and sending them to him. And of course, the court let her off without a day in jail because she was doing it for a man, which tells me one of the things that you guys already know. And I know you know, Tom, and everybody else knows. The guy on the other end of these images is going away for a long fucking time.
Long time.
He's dead. And, look, you're into child sexual torture. Fuck, I don't care what they do with you. Lock him up, throw away the key. But they should have locked her up too. And I'm going to go in and just read a little bit of this story. Take me a minute to pull this up. And the headline reads, an NHS worker downloaded images of children being sexually tortured, but walks free because she did it for sex chat with a man. Oh. I mean,
of course.
I mean, the fact that, I wonder if whoever wrote this headline really got the gravity of what they're actually saying here. This woman's name is Laura Nixon Corfield, and she repeatedly wept in court as she was told, you sank into this dark world with enthusiasm. This is the judge speaking to her. A woman who downloaded hundreds of child porn images and sent them to another man for sexual gratification has walked free in court. They didn't say in, but from court, actually. Laura Nixon Corfield, 33, downloaded the indecent pictures showing children as young as 1 being sexually tortured, the court heard. She sent them along with depraved images as part of a sex chat to another man via a messaging app called Telegram, in which she described them as a turn-on. The offenses only came to light when Nixon Corfield of Longsight attended Manchester Royal Infirmary and told them she was having suicidal thoughts and divulged details of what had happened. Hospital staff alerted the police and she was arrested. She told them and the court, as she was sentenced today, that a man had exploited her vulnerability and put pressure on her to send the images. And I'm not reading another word of this fucking article. There's a link below.
Is that really what she said?
Yes.
A man
it worked.
Exploited her.
It worked.
Worked great. Cries in court. He exploited me.
It was a man. It was a man. It was a man. He made me. Well, I kind of got turned on, but he made me. And I kind of liked it, but he made me.
Man.
I'm just,
man.
We got a break with our first story in terms of, you can't make this shit up. I mean, it was beyond all measures of pale and stupid, but this bitch is helping create a demand for images of children being sexually tortured.
Exactly.
And she's walking out of a courtroom with nothing, not even a slap on the wrist. She went in there and played victim, said that it was all about the guy, admitted that she liked it, admitted that it was turned on. They had all kind of evidence of that. And she walks away. without even the slap on the wrist. Man, she ought to cut her wrist, much less a slap. Sorry, but that's,
Yeah.
There's
That's
some
pretty
people,
bad.
that don't belong to be out in society.
Yeah.
And this is one of them. People that victimize children deserve whatever comes their way. And I know that makes the liberals really who are very much pro, we need to understand that not all pedophiles act on their impulses and they're human beings too. And and I've been hearing this from liberals for years. And this is the kind of shit that they're enabling. And I shouldn't say liberals. They're not liberals. I formerly identified as a liberal. I know liberals that are good, decent human beings, but leftists, extreme leftists that will grab onto anything that will undermine the nuclear family are the first apologists for these kinds of people. Yeah. And they're the kind of people that let them go in courtrooms. It's disgusting.
Crazy, crazy. Can't make this shit up.
Can't make it up. Don't want to make it up. Wish it wasn't true. Wish it wasn't true.
I mean, we've got people going to jail for silly traffic tickets, and this woman doesn't go to jail for anything. Hey.
And of course, you will see nobody has to wonder about what's going to happen to this guy.
Right.
He's going under the jailhouse.
He's finished.
And you can imagine how the other inmates will treat him in prison. It's not pretty.
Yeah, that's going to be bad.
But she has managed to download images of children being sexually tortured, and she comes out of it as the victim. Gynocentrism on steroids.
Oh, it's exactly. I wonder who said that.
I think that was Tom Golden.
I think he said that.
Yeah. Can we move on? This is too disgusting.
Yeah, man. Let's go to something a little bit funnier. The next article is, it's actually not an article. It was a skit by Saturday Night Live, which caught my eye. I don't watch Saturday Night Live, but I happened to see this in, where was it? Was it on Breitbart or someplace? But they did this thing called the Westminster Daddy Show. The Westminster Daddy Show. And they start the show by saying it's a dog show for daddies. Dog show for daddies. Anyone can be a father, but it takes a hot middle-aged guy with a big job to be a daddy. So they're downgrading fathers off the bat. And then they bring these men out on leashes with a leash around their neck and bring them to the judge, who's this portly white woman, and she then pokes and prods them to see, if they're in good shape. One, she checks his teeth, and the announcers make comments about all of this as they're going along. And the announcers said about the first one, they said, "Well, this is Golf Daddy, and he went through a divorce last year, which is typical for this breed." It's like, ooh, typical for this breed. And then they bring out Tweedy Daddy, this guy in a tweed coat, and they say, he's typical. He bikes to work and is known for being awful to waiters and being an obstructionist asshole, and that only came after he decided he was not going to get up on the stand as they told him to do. He said, "No, I'm not doing that." And so the judge then disqualifies him. "You're disqualified." Out he goes. And the announcer says something about, "Well, it's typical for this breed is that they're obstructionist a-holes." Like, oh, man. And then the last one was the working too much group. The dad who works too much. So all of these groups, there's something wrong with them.
Oh, yeah. Those fuckers that work too much putting roofs over people's heads and food on the table, the bastards.
Indeed.
Yeah, notice, and wasn't there also, Tom, in that when they were checking the teeth and everything, wasn't there one part where they were checking the thickness of his wallet?
Well, that's working too much group.
Working
too much guy comes out, and they say he's obsessed with efficiency and a fat wallet. And so the woman who's the
Oh
judge,
yeah, he
pulls
is.
his
He's obsessed with a
right.
fat.
She pulls out his wallet and checks it for how fat it is, and they make some remark about fat credit cards, etc. And they put it back in. So,
Oh yeah, because the women aren't obsessed with a fat wallet at all.
and in some ways, Paul, this was funny. I mean, there was some humor in this. I'm not saying that it was not humorous at all, but I would just ask you all: could they do this about any other group,
Nope. And
except for who, Paul? Who could they
that's
do it about?
that's why they fall short on being really truly funny.
Yes, yes. It's at men's expense, and they could do it about other groups of men. Whether they're white men or black men or whoever men. They could get away with it. But if it was women, not a chance.
Well, I don't know if they'd get away with doing it about black men.
You don't think?
Well, they get away with the men part.
Yeah, if it was black women doing it.
But if they were making jokes about black stereotypes with men, I don't see that. Yeah, I don't see that happening.
Yeah, you're probably right.
And I agree with you, Tom. There is some humor in that. I mean, I'm certainly not one of the crowd that says, "Oh man, man, people ought to lose their job." That sort of leftist mentality.
No.
But here's the point that I got out of it was the reason part of it's funny is because it's so fucking true.
Yeah.
And I don't mean that in a good way.
I know what you're saying.
Way, because millions of men, there's blue pill men that will sit there and watch that laughing their asses off, totally failing to understand that it's mocking them. And that they're the ones that are willing to get on their knees and had a leash put on.
Yep. And already have a leash on.
Yep. And
They're
be ridiculed for making too much money or whether for working too hard. Which, that's a catch-22 for men all the time.
Yep.
So you better make a lot of money. Well, you better be home more. Okay. Whatever. I'll try, they say. I'll try. Blue pill men are like, yes, I'll do both. I'll be home more and I'll make more money. Just don't be mad at me.
That's right.
These are the guys in the dog show.
Yep.
And so it is unfortunate that they're able to even make humor by targeting a group like that. But on the other hand, when I look at the behavior of most men, they deserve to be mocked as though they're in a dog show. That's what I believe.
Good point.
I don't feel sorry for them. If you've seen a red pill and haven't eaten it, fuck you.
I like the sound of that.
What can I say?
I think you just did.
I believe I did. That is what I think.
God.
Anything more on
I think that's enough for Dog Daddy.
Best of show?
Best of show.
Look at Steve Shives would be best of show.
Yeah. Let's go on to the next one.
Okay.
What do you got?
What do I have here? I'm going to have to go look. It's a sure sign of getting old. Oh, yes. My God, are we already at the last one?
Did we do your second one? Or first one, I mean.
Yes, we did.
That's right. Yes, we're on the last one.
Oh, my God, we're at the last one already. Man, I am getting old.
Efficient.
Emma Sulkowicz, also known as Ho Bag, Ho Dirt, Ho.
Pretty Little Liar.
Skank, Thought.
Yeah.
False Rape, Liar.
Yeah.
Well, as most of you may remember, Mattress Girl, right, which is also her real alias, because after she lied about being raped by a guy on campus at Columbia University, she wanted more attention than the rape lie would get her. So she decided as an art project / political statement that she would carry the mattress she was allegedly raped on, which she was not raped, around the campus with her for the whole year until she graduated. And she found some measure of celebrity with that. Only one problem. She was lying. There is that little thing there when you're, and that's, this is the story with so many high profile rape cases. As a matter of fact, as I look back on it, with the exception of Steubenville, where there really was an assault that took place. If you look at all the other, from Dominique Strauss-Kahn to Hofstra to Duke Lacrosse to all these major, the UVA, Jackie, all these big time rape stories that get all the public mention, they're all lies. Every last fucking one of them is a false allegation.
It's true.
Like I said, we've only had one that turned out to be true. And then still, you'll see feminists run around with a straight face saying only 2% of allegations are false. Bullshit. You can't even get one in the newspaper that doesn't turn out to be a lie. Anyway,
God.
Paul Nungesser, the victim of Emma Sulkowicz in this story, 2 years ago filed a lawsuit against Columbia University for denial of his due process. And Columbia has finally settled for an undisclosed amount. He won. That's a win for Nungesser.
That's a win for all men.
Yes, it is. And we hope to see more of this. I know if you go to Men and Boys in Education, Jonathan Taylor's outfit, you'll see a database there of all the lawsuits. We'll get you a link.
Yeah, it'll be in the low bar.
There's a link to the database of all the lawsuits that men are filing after being unjustly accused on campus under the Dear Colleague letter, which basically stripped them of all of their constitutional rights, the right to due process, to face their accuser, to offer testimony on their own behalf, even to have a lawyer present for their hearings. A total disgrace and sham of justice. And fortunately, Betsy DeVos in the Department of Education has begun unraveling all that garbage and rewriting it, accounting for the need for due process for young men. Hey, Barney. Barney was shaking.
He says, I've had it with this rape allegation shit.
He said, I've had enough of this shit. I'm starting to feel unwelcome around here. Maybe he doesn't want his teeth checked or his wallet. But it is a victory.
Really?
And I say more power to them. I hope these universities that have been persecuting these young men with impunity, because they just know that nothing's going to happen to them, I hope it starts breaking their banks to do this.
And I hope more and more men
alumni start getting wind of what's been going on and start pulling the money from these schools.
Yes.
But we end on a good note. Paul Nungesser found his day in court and got some semblance of justice for the wrong. And I hope it was in the millions, folks.
I hope it was way above the millions.
Yeah.
And, you know, the important thing about this one too, Paul, is the university in the settlement said basically that he was exonerated. He did nothing wrong. That's huge. That's huge for someone who's been falsely accused to have that kind of verification to say you did nothing wrong. I mean, that is, man, right on, Paul. Good work, buddy.
And
this shit happens every day.
They should have just went ahead and finalized that statement by saying he did nothing wrong and she's lied.
Yes. Yeah. Why is she not held accountable?
Well, hopefully you'd think, I mean, they would never do it politically, but it would be great to see the university sue her.
Yeah, really. Somebody. What a sham that was, you know.
And you keep in mind, this is the same woman that after her alleged rape, she made a porn movie of herself getting raped to reenact the whole thing.
Really?
That never happened. Yeah.
Huh.
I'll send you a link. You can put it below.
Okay.
Who knows? That film may be on a porn site somewhere if you guys want to see that skank.
Huh.
But nope. It's at least it's a minor correction. We got a long, long way to go with the idea of due process for men.
But it's a good start.
But with what's happening in the Department of Education and with these young men starting to win these lawsuits,
yes,
we're starting to turn the corner.
Yes, and hopefully more and more men will step forward and do the same thing Paul did. You know?
Yep. Sue their asses.
And now they've got precedent. They've got something to go on.
Absolutely.
Nail them.
Well,
start a false accusation center. You know?
And
Center for
send the
Fall
bitch in to
Pregnancy.
register
Great.
her.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Register her. Absolutely. Indeed.
We'll put a link to that below.
Indeed, we will. Indeed, we will. Are we finished?
I think we're in record time we finished.
Geez, must be the holidays.
It must be the holidays.
Yeah. Yeah. Happy
Did you have a
holidays.
good Christmas, Tom?
So far, so good, man. Had a good time.
Same
Grandkids
here.
came by. No major malfunctions. It's good. Now they're gone, so I got space. What can you say?
What can I say? I had great food. I had Cuban cigars and good bourbon. You can't have a better Christmas than that.
Yeah, drumming with my grandson. That was fun.
Oh, man.
We come in here and, man, everybody grabs a drum and we go at it. So
awesome.
That's great. This little guy just loves it. So
little boys are so kinetic. It's fun to watch them just
they love hitting
get
things.
that out.
Bah, bah. Yeah.
Oh, goddamn, Tom. You better start beatboxing with that, man. We got something going here.
Oh, yeah. We can do all kinds of things, Paul.
Absolutely.
Yeah, my stomach's taking a beating. I better get that drum out. But I've already got, I think, one or two for the next one, so it may not be.
Yeah, so do I. Matter of fact, they're starting to back up.
Yeah, indeed.
But we'll flush them through the bottleneck. We'll get it done.
And they smell bad when they back up, Paul. So we need to get them out.
Yes, they do. I can tell you from personal experience.
Good. And let's see, what is it we say? Men are good, as are you. Yeah, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and all that stuff. We'll see you guys for the next one. You take care, Paul.
Everybody.
We'll see you. Bye-bye. Let's see if I can turn this fucking thing off.
I'll tell you what, why don't you turn the fucking thing off?
I think I'll try to. We'll see you.
Bye.